Hello and welcome to Learning Excel 2013. My name is Mike Henry and this is the sixth video from tutorial 8. In this video we're going to cross into the VLOOKUP. Now the VLOOKUP is going to have four parts to it, or four arguments in there, and we're going to learn that there's the what, the where, what column we're pulling from, and the true or the false. VLOOKUP is where we can grab information out of another table quickly, easily, and efficiently. So now we're going to fill in our medical plan costs. And to do that, we need to do some things. So let's take a look at what we need to do first if we were doing this as a person. So the boss comes in and says, hey, I need to figure out the medical plan costs here. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to take what their medical plan is right here. So you can see their medical plan right here. You're going to go look up in a table if they are a spouse 2500, what that's going to mean for their medical plan cost. And you go, okay. So I go in here and I look in my lookup table and I find this thing that says medical plan, and I come down until I find my spouse 2500, and then I go, they're going to pay $950 a month, and then I'd multiply that times 12 to figure out what their yearly cost was. Now we can do that as humans pretty quick, but for us to do all of these, that would take us a long time. So something I wanted you to notice while we're over here is that this area, this range that I have highlighted, is actually called medical rates. Now this is really important because we can refer to this area as medical rates and it'll save us time when we're doing our formula. So for us to do that, that would take a while, but we need to train the computer to do it. Computer, go look this up. This is what I want you to look up. This is where I want you to look it up. When you find it, I want you to give me back this column, and I want exactly what's in this box. I need an exact match. So that was the information we need for over here. Now let's take a look at this formula. We're going to call this a VLOOKUP. Now a VLOOKUP adds an extra argument in here, so we have four arguments, and we're going to call them the what, the where, the column number that we're going to return, and whether it's a true or false, which actually means whether it's an exact match or an approximate match. So let's take a look at what we're doing here. For the what, we're looking up the medical plan. Okay, we saw that column right over here, the medical plan. We know it's a field. So here under the lookup, what I'm going to do is just put in here my field. I'm going to put in my field called medical plan. I'm abbreviating again. Now the where, we already know that that comes from a area on a different tab called medical rates. So I'm just going to put in here MR. Notice I'm not putting this in square brackets. This is not a field. This is actually an area called medical rates. Now right here we're going to return whatever is in column 2. You're going to look up this in this table, you're going to give me whatever's in column 2, and I want this to be what we call an exact match. So I put my false in here. I want exactly what's there. If not, don't give me anything. So let's take a look at how this will run when we type this in. So I'm going to come right here and get my medical plan. I'm going to do my equal. Now watch how the typing goes here. I do a V and an L. I'm already at VLOOKUP. I just hit tab. Now I know I'm looking up medical plan rate. I put in a square bracket, an M. Look at that. I'm looking at my medical plan. That's the field I want. I hit tab. I close my square bracket and then I put in my comma. I've now moved over to my table array. And I know that that was called medical rates. So I start typing in MED, and you'll notice right there the third one down is my medical, or excuse me, the second one down is my medical rates right there. You can see that little symbol right here. That means that this means it's a range, and it's somewhere within the workbook. So I hit tab. I don't even have to type it all in. I just type in the MED and go. Now I put in my comma here. I want column 2 to be returned to me, And notice that it already is telling me you have two choices here. You can do a true, which is an approximate match, or you can do a false, which is an exact match. And we want the exact match, so I click right here and I hit my tab. I close my parenthesis and I'm off and running. Okay, so this was a spouse 2500, I returned 950. This was a family 1000, it returned my 1400 for me. Okay, so it's working really well for me. The only thing I didn't do was multiply this by 12. I'll come back to this original formula now that I've proven I get what I want, and I suggest to you baby step this. Prove that you get the number you want, and then I just put in here multiplied times 12, and you can see that these are all now fixed, and I can see the medical costs for everyone except for this one. We've got a problem here. You can see we've got a problem here, and we're going to address that in the next video. So in this video we learned about the VLOOKUP. We learned that this is going to allow us to take information, what we want to look up, and look that up in a giant table. And we know in today's world there's insurance tables, there's auto parts tables, there's reimbursement tables, there's mortgage rate tables. I mean, there's more tables out there than we know what to do with. So it allows us to grab this piece of information, go through this table, and return a different column to us. Once we get that column returned to us, we then can figure out, do we want the exact match or the approximate? We'll see what that means later on.